Hi folks, I'm Dinika Keswani. I get to you today our latest launch from Genetic Colnet HR Jazz. The idea here is to get into everything HR, the most undervalued department, but indeed a crucial department. Joining me today are my co-directors, my colleagues, Tushar, Vishal and Unnati. Let's get into their journey and their experience in this department. So, Vishal, let's tap into the Middle East market now because, you have, that's your next baby, I believe. You have ventured into it and,
Correct.
Been doing really well.
Correct.
So, how is that market, the whole Middle East market, very different from that to India? How we particularly do it more in Dubai. So, how is that different than India here? And what are the few industries that are booming there?
So the whole gamut is completely different because we are 1.4 billion people in India, and Dubai or UAE maybe is about 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 8 million population. So the whole dynamic of hiring and having jobs there is completely different. There a lot of importance is given, like I have said previously, on skills primarily and personality.
Correct.
Yeah. So when I say personality, doesn't mean wearing great attire or having great personality in terms of only aesthetics. Personality is everything which includes confidence, communication, body language, and all of those things. So I have seen my clients in Dubai specifically, in their first 15 minutes of interview, they gauge an individual more towards their personality than even the skills. Skill becomes the second part to it, right? However, in India, the applicant will first go through an aptitude test or a technical test before they face a face-to-face round of an interview. But there, it's more of hygiene, it's more of personality, it's more of communication, it's more of confidence, which works on a better way there. Also, the dynamics. Yeah, it's very interesting. Dubai market or Middle East market is very interesting because you are purely hired with how you profile what you have. Okay, they may not even conduct a test. They feel if you cannot put it into words, then they don't want to even have a test. So they don't even believe in those physical tests or those technical tests, unnecessary. They believe that one should be able to communicate their experience or their knowledge effectively on an interview table before they get selected for a particular job.
So if I'm putting it correctly, more than the paper CV, I think it's your personality and your, like a walking CV would be more important in terms of personality.
You are your own CV there, absolutely. Your CV can look great and you yet to maybe rejected for some other reason.
Are there any similarities between the recruitment process of India versus Middle East?
The value system of all organizations. Why do organizations hire? To grow. Okay. So to grow, they need people with high values, high integrity, true to themselves and true to the organization. So these are the similarities which you will find not only in India and UAE, but globally. These are the basic things which are seen into any hiring process across the globe.
So I guess Middle East is a very hot market, when it comes to jobs. So are there any pointers that, people from India, if they want to go to Dubai and settle in, so anything that makes their job application faster and, something that helps them crack?
So yeah, there are a lot of things one can do when they go and apply for a job in Dubai, Middle East or anywhere out of their home ground. Okay. First thing first, understand the cost of living wherever you are applying. Understand what's your importance of the skills which you have. Okay, so there are some hot skills which are required in Middle East market is anything which related to e-commerce, digital marketing, technology. They are the hot positions which are open. There's a lot happening in the real estate space. So if somebody has done real estate very well in past, they are confident, sales in real estate, they can do. If your skills are hot, if the skills, which all these information are very easily available online, so one should have that background study and only then apply for it. Another major thing is, let's say one earns 10,000 rupees in India.
Correct.
Okay. Especially in a region like Middle East, their minimum expectations considering the cost of living should be double of 10,000.
Okay.
Okay. So they should get at least 20,000 to start with.
That's a good fact.
Yeah. So that will help them to start. Okay. And again, when the whole Middle East market, you know what is very important in Middle East today is having a driving license. So a valid driving license of Middle East is as good as an MBA degree. I repeat, so it is very important to have a driving license, but again that cannot happen until you are there inside the region. Okay, so you may have to start at a ground level. One cannot expect to start at the same level or a higher level monetarily and position wise when they are moving from India to any other region. You know, we have a lot of cases we hear for Canada where people have been managers here, but when they go and start, they have to start at very ground level or pick up supervisory positions. But gradually there is a good growth to it. And it depends how much time are you planning to spend in that particular region. So if you are planning to come back in 2 years, I would suggest don't go. You know, it takes at least 2 years for one to get settled in a new region, right? And Dubai is absolutely a hot market today for industries like hospitality, for industries like e-commerce, airlines, also real estate. Real estate is at its peak. I think anything and everything, all shadow businesses with in and around these industries, even the banking is doing superbly great. So there is a lot of opportunity, but yes, personality matters the most
So
there.
very beautifully developed market though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Vishal, how does one apply for a job in the Middle East? You know, if somebody is wanting to relocate to Middle East with the entire family, how does one do that?
So basically, there are two ways to secure a job in a market like Middle East. Especially, I will talk about Dubai is because where my expertise lies. So there are two ways one can apply for a job. One, she can apply for a job while they are in their home country. Okay. There are few job portals like Naukri, Gulf Talent, Dobizzle, Bait.com. These websites are LinkedIn. These websites are easily accessible and available for one to upload their resumes and apply for a job. But they need to mention explicitly their current location is their home country and their preferred location or the job they are looking at is Dubai.
Right.
Having said that, I would always suggest individuals to go for like a holiday or spend some time in the region of Middle East, particularly wherever. Let's say if they want to apply in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or any other city, country, there they should go and spend some time knowing and understanding the demography. Okay. What is important is to understand how the whole ecosystem works there. That will help you to apply for a job easier, to identify how will you survive in that ecosystem, how will you move from one place to another in that thing. So also from the company's point of view, when they hire, especially in Middle East, when they hire, the cost of visa is so high, the cost of onboarding a new employee is so high that they always prefer meeting the individual in person than just online interview because they want to be sure about who they are hiring. So if the person who is physically available in that area or the place where he is applying for a job, his or her chances are relatively higher than somebody who's applying online.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe you can have multiple trips. One trip is where you understand how the place is. Do you want to really stay there? Do you think you can stay there, etc.? Then it is the next time when you should go and stay there and apply for jobs locally. So having a local mobile number is very important. Okay, when you are staying there, a lot of people, what they do is they take international roaming number and they put their home country number.
Correct.
Okay, but when you put that home country number on the resume, the companies may feel that you are in your home country,
Right.
and they may not want to contact you. Okay, but that plus 971 or whatever is your prefix of the region where you are staying will really help you for first contact to happen to
Easier
you.
to contact.
Exactly, easier to contact. The next important thing is when the person is physically present there, she is able to justify their resume or their skills they are going for. Okay, and in especially in Middle East, I have spoken in past also, and I'm saying this, repeating this again, that in the first few months you may not get a job. Okay,
Right.
but it's exactly the time that you source for driving license or you apply for a driving license in Middle East.
I believe that takes a lot of time, right?
So it takes about 2 to 3 months to get a job, to get a driving license, because one has to go really extensive training
Yeah.
before they even apply for the test. Okay, there are multiple tests happen. It's an expensive affair. Uh, INR one should will spend about 2 to 3 lakhs to get a driving license.
Wow.
Plus, it takes about 2 to 3 months to secure that driving license. But it is important. Okay, it is important because the rules are so strict while driving, and when you have this driving license, you will get, that's a brownie point on your resume or on your skill set when you are applying for a job. So what happens is, if you are, let's say, otherwise you should get 10,000 dirhams as your salary, but if you have a driving license, there is a chance you will get 12, 13,000. So the cost which you spent on sourcing that driving license is an investment, and one should really look at that. It is very important to have that. Another thing is when to apply for a job in Dubai. Okay, so there is a period we all know during Ramadan, there is that 40 days fasting period where Dubai is relatively, or Middle East is relatively slow,
Correct.
right? So that time one should avoid applying for jobs, is because during Ramadan everybody, so it's very diverse nationalities, so they go back to their home country to spend time during their holy month. So that time companies are not keen on hiring new individuals, because that's 1 month of time they will not have any work. And with the current trends, Ramadan immediately falls in such a way that the next few months are extreme summers in Middle East, right? So even that period of time, the business, the relative, because it's a tourist oriented country, right? So tourists do not come in during summers, hence the whole ecosystem is relatively slow, and a chances of one to find a job during that period is way lower relatively.
Yes.
Coming to the part, what months one should be staying in Dubai if they are planning to appear for a job, Dubai or Middle East. Generally, anywhere between, so the season starts during winters. So winter starts around end of November and goes up to March also nowadays. So everybody does planning 2 3 months in advance from November. Hiring plans are made and companies start implementing serious hiring programs during these months, right? So I would say anywhere between August to October is the right time to be in Dubai. And during this period, because it's a non-season period, for one to stay there in a hotel, or the survival cost will be relatively
Cheaper.
lower to survive. And I think if somebody is from industries like e-commerce, retail, real estate, airline, sales has too much demand. Sales roles have too much demand in Dubai. So if somebody who's very smart at sales, can easily secure a job in Dubai, irrespective if they have relevant regional experience or not. And a salesperson with a driving license is like a 5-star candidate to have, right? However, for individuals who are applying from their home country, there are a lot of places nowadays where they allow them to put video interviews.
Okay.
Yeah, a client may not be interested in hiring somebody from their home countries because it's an extensive process. Immigration is a process, and then the major difficulty which employers find while hiring from their home country is that these guys are not exposed to the demography and the system and the ecosystem of the city. So it becomes challenging when they come, join the job. So they are more involved in settling themselves, obviously,
Right.
than focusing on a job. So the productivity is not relatively good that time. So it's always better to be in that particular place when you are applying for a job, is what my experience and knowledge says about this subject.
I should tell the job seekers to take note of this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So now coming to the standard of living, like Dubai particularly, how would you describe the standard of living in Dubai, and how different is it from the major other cities of the world?
It's a very tricky question, I would say. It is very different from whatever world I have seen. And uh, Dubai can be very expensive and it can be very affordable also at the same time. It is, it requires a very smart decision, understanding of a city to decide these factors. Okay.
Correct.
If I have to put it in a very simple words, the cost of living in Dubai and Middle East is very high. Your major cost goes as rentals. Your real estate rental is relatively very high. So what is very cheap there is having a car. Very effective is petrol and maintenance of the car. So lifestyle is easier. Having said that, real estate cost, the rental cost is very high. Okay, one can spend almost 25% to 30% of their salary, depending on what kind of salary they have, in a real estate rental. About another 25 to 30% on car, transport, another 25% on 20 to 25% on the lifestyle cost, food, allowance, and all of that. So if the salary is double, then the chances of one saving about 30 to 40% from their salary is there. Yeah, because I'm an Indian and I always talk about savings. I always consider saving as a point. So if one wants to save, then they need to if they get a job double of their salary, the chances they saving 30 to 40% is higher. But one can take a shot at 1.5, 1.75 if the role offers them immediate growth few months down the line.
Comfort would be at double the salary compared
Comfort
to India.
will be at double the salary, definitely.
Okay. So what are some of the common misconceptions, about that people have about living and working in Dubai? And what do you think that people should be aware of, like a take back for people who are going to go there?
What common misconceptions are that Dubai is land of opportunities, definitely, okay, but it gives those opportunities to only the most deserving applicants, okay.
It's a very fancy place.
It's a very fancy place. So one has to have a blend of professionalism, skills, and confidence to stay there also in the first place. Securing a job is a later subject, but to be in the city also requires a lot of things. Multitasking is something one should definitely have. Dubai, all because the immigration cost, the visa cost, the hiring cost is so high in Dubai that companies prefer people with multiple skills. Okay. An accountant can also do an administrative role, an HR role, an HR will do an EA role and other roles also. So one has to be comfortable with multiple roles when they are applying for a job in Dubai. So the major misconception is I am an HR or I am an admin, so I will do only that thing. That will not help. If somebody is comfortable performing multiple shadow roles, that will really help them securing a job very easily there.
Okay.
So multitasking, multi skills is the key thing to appear for a job in Dubai, Middle East, or anywhere out of your home ground.
Interesting. That's a wrap, folks. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe for more insightful discussions and follow us on social media. Until then, I'm Dinika Keswani signing off from HR Jazzz.